Okay, guys, welcome to the recap for today. So I'll go over what I took today and what I saw. And today was pretty interesting. So, first thing I saw is we were holding this daily gap up here, and I just wanted to see lower because we didn't really have anything to bounce off of over here. I just wanted to see these lows get swept, like this one, and we did have this little 4 hour gap, but I didn't really care about that, and we didn't inverse, so we're actually still holding it, I guess. But yeah, I didn't really see a reason to trade higher. Um, Let me go back so this looks a little bit clearer. So we'll go to open. Right. Okay. And here's London high traded into the 4 hour gap up here. We had Asia low right here, and 1800 opened higher into, I think, this 4 hour gap. Yeah, or into this 4 hour rejection block. So I just wanted to see continuation lower. Um, we did have this weekly rejection block here. That was pretty much my draw, and then Asia low. So that was like my original thought, and then I saw this. So if I pull up ES over here, we had this weekly rejection block, right? We hit the C of this perfectly with Asia low. And off of this weekly rejection block, we had this 4 hour rejection block right here, and we had a 1 hour rejection block. So here's a 4 hour one. It's pretty much the same as the 1 hour. So that kind of like ruined shorts, at least in the beginning, because I figured it's possible that this is going to hold, and we swept out London low right here, coming into this rejection block, and I really didn't want to see this hold, but you'll see later what ended up happening. So yeah, I saw this and I was like, okay, this could be the low of the week, and then maybe we start coming back up, and maybe this weekly rejection block is going to hold for now, and we just leave this low for later because we also, I think, hit OTE of this range perfectly. Yeah. So once I saw that and noticed that, um, I wasn't so sure about shorts anymore. Also, we had all these disgusting highs up here as a draw. They were kind of far away, but I figured maybe we just come back up here. And because the whole week pretty much just traded lower. Let's see, is this Monday? Yeah, the whole week just dumped, so it made sense maybe we do trade higher. We also still had data high. I think we left this the other day from like unemployment claims, which I don't care that much, but it's kind of weird that we left that. And yeah, I think that was it. So it made sense to look for shorts. On top of that, I think I don't usually look at YM, but YM did sweep out this low. So we did have an SMT with YM. But anyways, that's what I first kind of noticed when I hopped on, and then I just waited for 10 a.m. But you'll see what open does is we're, we sweep out this London low in pre-market, and we actually end up holding this 1 hour rejection block. We resweep this low, this pre-market low, form this 5 minute rejection block, and then trade higher. Um, so yeah, I didn't really think this was gonna hold, to be honest, but I guess because of the SMT here with YM, that's part of the reason we just left that low. But yeah, we had that, and then after this big move up, I wasn't super sure, to be honest, about shorts. But what I saw is, so as per usual, I just waited for 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. opened here and just traded higher. There's like no manipulation really below 10 a.m. Looks pretty much the same on ES right here. We didn't trade into any like 5-minute gaps at all. And we just came higher and we swept out the 9 a.m. high right here. And we swept out London high. So here's London high on ES. And then I just waited a good while because that was pretty hard to predict like where exactly we were going to react off of. We didn't get a reaction right away off London, and I saw ES looks like it's coming up here for 1800 and Asia high. So I just waited for that on ES. So here we hit 1800 and we sweep out Asia high, and then on NQ we have this 4-hour gap fill right here, and we have like a small little 5-minute gap as well, and then we had SMT with Asia high. So let me mark this. So we did have this external SMT, and yeah, so this was my level to like look for some shorts, 4-hour gap fill, and then I saw this big candle looked kind of weird, looked like news. Wasn't so sure about that. But I checked. I don't think there's any news. I don't know. But I saw this, and then we did have these like stacked lows here. And then I saw this 3-minute rejection block. So this one right here, which I was too late. I missed this one. But this 3-minute looks pretty good off of the 4-hour gap fill right here. And then I saw the 5-minute one. So once this closed, and this is what I ended up taking down to 10 a.m. So boom, 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 and I actually put my TP. I got lucky. I put it like right below this low, and boom. So yeah, I got lucky. I didn't get caught up in this chop here. But I think we eventually hit this. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So yeah, and then I think I put my stop like I didn't put it all the way up here because this is a big rejection block, not gonna lie. But yeah, I got tagged in, and yeah, and let me pull up the execution. So okay, here, yeah, and yeah, I put my TP like right here because this was on eval, so I just needed this to get halfway past the eval, and hopefully next trade I'll be able to pass it. But yeah, that's pretty much what I took today. It's kind of weird how we just reject 10 a.m. now. Interesting. Wait, can you? Okay, cool. Let me pull this back up and let's see what we're doing. Yeah, so we also, I think I forgot, we had this 15-minute gap right here. So I went break even right here. I went break even pretty soon. This is an ugly color. Okay, that's better. Yeah. So yeah, it made sense to go break even at this 15-minute gap, which was like right here. And we swept this internal low. Wait, yeah. Yeah, this one. So yeah. So that's pretty much the only trade I really saw today, to be honest. Unless you took something down here. But this was so choppy. And we reswept this low. I There was probably like a five, yeah. There was like this 5 minute. Um yeah, I just faded this because the way that we just leave Asia low is kind of weird. And yeah, guys, so hopefully that made sense. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.